This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
The night of night for cricketers tonight we'll see who is the Alan Border medalist from the men's and the Belinda Clark medalist from the women's cricket.
None of the men are here. They're all in Sri Lanka.
Well, there's a fair few. I mean, Pat Cummins didn't go over. There's a couple of those guys didn't play in that test, but they're saying Travis Head will win the men's and he'll be over in Sri Lanka. So it'll just be a video link situation, I'd imagine. Right. Yeah. But good luck to those guys. Also, at this night, they will announce 3 people to join the Cricket Hall of Fame, and they are Michael Clark, Christina Matthews. Now, we're going to have to get her on.
No!
We're going to have to chase her up.
Christina?
Christina Matthews.
I'm surprised she's not in there already.
Oh, well, you know, she just finished her administration, so when you finish, you get some time.
That's when you get your honours.
Yeah, you get your honours.
That's what they must be doing with Nova.
And we're just waiting.
We've been
waiting.
It's been years and decades, but we're waiting. Yeah. And the last one that's just been announced like 10 minutes ago is Michael Bevan. And I just kept thinking about straight away when I saw Michael Bevan. He played 252 one-day internationals for Australia when one-day cricket was the big thing. There's no 2020.
Yeah.
And when Michael Bevan came in to play for Australia at any time in a game.
He was like the closer, wasn't he?
He was going to win the game for us. He was just incredible. And these
he batted
days,
down the order and then he just went berserk. It was amazing.
He did, Nat. And when you think back to when he played, he hit a lot of fours, right? Yeah. But these days, they just smash them over the fence. Yeah. You know, we watched 2020. We're used to them hitting sixes and stuff. But
it was like against the West Indies when they were in their heyday as well. It was amazing.
And his running between wickets was just amazing. So he was able to win a lot of games for Australia era.
When you go into a Hall of Fame, what happens? Like, do you get like is there a hall, firstly?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a part of it. Actually, there's a Hall of Champions where you go which was HBF Stadium. They had a lot of the stuff from the Australian Hall of Fame up there, and there was literally a hall where you walk down.
So it's a hall?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you walk into the stadium,
so you get your picture hung in a hall and you're honoured, right? But then do you get any hall?
Oh, I'd imagine you'd be those guys would all be life members to Cricket Australia anyway, which means you get invited to every gala dinner that they would have, and then you would be able to go to any game that you wish to go to. So
of cricket? Yeah. I'm not going to go.
You're not going to go that, are you?
You're probably not going to make the Hall of Fame either. I hate to break it to you.
I don't know. I wasn't in the room when they were deciding.
Both the men's and the women's competition test matches wrapped up on the weekend with our Aussie women dominating against England at the MCG. They won by an innings and 122 runs.
Our mate Beth Mooney. We had Beth in here and Annabelle Sutherland as well. But Beth Mooney, she's been in a few times. And Annabelle Sutherland and Beth Mooney, their names are now on the board as century scorers at the MCG, the first women to do it. It's
are they the first?
Yeah, because they don't play much Test cricket.
They only play once in a while.
They have to, they seize their opportunity, and there they are. Their names are etched on the board over the weekend.
Great. Alana King as well. Put anywhere that you can do later on, when your kids are older and stuff, you can look. That's man.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Awesome.
I reckon that's fantastic. And of course, the men. And I said this about Sri Lanka. Steve Smith, first of all, was saying this is the most complete performance we've seen in a while, and I would disagree with that only because they were playing, as I said before, it's like playing. Who did we go? We settled on the other day. We settled with Subi Floreat. It was like
you were the one slagging them off, but
I'm saying off Sri Lanka, by the way. Sri Lanka, no one else.
Yeah, what you're saying is it's great it's easy to say it's an all-round performance when your opposition is substandard. And they're not the Sri Lanka that they've been of the past. Like, they're going through a redevelopment phase, you might say.
No, absolutely. And lastly, you might have seen Australia beat Sweden in the Davis Cup if you're watching any of the sports news. So the Davis Cup continued overnight. Belgium got the upper hand over Chile in their game 3-1. Christian Garin, he was up against Zizou Bergs. This was the deciding match. Now, Zizou was down in towards I think it was the third set, and he's hit a couple of winners, and he is absolutely going off his head because he's back in the game, and he's charging to the net because they've got to swap sides every odd game, and so he's charging through. Christian's at the other side of the net, and he's jumping up to the crowd, and he's run into Christian, shirt front of him, hit him in the head. Christian's gone down, and he's laying on the deck, and then they had to is time violation, right? So first of all, that Zizou Bergs, he got told off by the umpire. He got
celebrating too hard,
unsportsmanlike conduct, and he just got told off, right? But
wait, that wasn't unsportsmanlike conduct. He was celebrating.
Yeah.
He didn't mean to. So you can't. But you've got it. No, but there should be another term. There should be another term.
Could be.
That shows some malice.
Oh yeah, there was no malice in it at all. So Christian was down. They take a time break, and the trainer comes out, looks at his face, got hit.
Injury thing.
hitting her roughly around his eye, and they said it was a little bit swollen, but we're talking some of these tennis players are soft as butter. So he stayed on the deck. Then the umpire said, time violation, you can't keep taking this up. You either play the game or not. And he refused to play, so he started packing up his rackets. They gave him a third time violation. The sets... which meant he defaulted a game.
Points, and
that meant that was a deciding game, and that meant that Chile lost to Belgium 7-5. The game that set went to because he gave up the game.
Yeah.
So the guy that gave up the game was the head buttee, not the head butter.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, this is a new tactic we can put in
isn't
tennis
it?
now, isn't it?
You just got to make it look like a celebration.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're going to say, they're going to tell you off, of course. You're going to sit down there, and then that person's going to be like, I'm out of here. Like, Shaun, well done.
Well done. Well done, Belgium. Got the victory.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
There's no off-season with KAYO Sports. Get on board today. We're catching up with Niko Pajarillo this morning. And, Niko, this is the best thing about KAYO at the moment. They're running a competition which gives you a green card. You could be heading over to the US, over to Vegas, in fact, to watch the NRL and be treated like an absolute A-lister when the competition gets underway this season.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'll tell you what, it's a new competition that we're running, guys. You can check it out at KAYOgreencard.com. Our competition starts today, in fact, and it lasts for about 12 days. Basically, the prize is you and a mate get return flights from any capital city in Australia, whether it be Perth, Hobart, Brisbane, doesn't matter, to Las Vegas. You get accommodation, 3 nights at a premium Las Vegas hotel. Could be the Bellagio, could be Circus. We're not sure yet. But you get a VIP experience to check out NRL 360, a live taping of our show, and, of course, a double pass to all 4 rugby league matches at Allegiant Stadium with $1,500 spending money. How good's that?
Yeah, that's a win.
I thought you meant official green card.
No, Nathan.
That would be good.
I was waiting for you to get to that part. I was going, well, how are they doing this?
And then you're allowed to work in the States.
I was going to say, because if I won it, can I just wait until Trump's done and then go over?
You can get over the wall, no issues.
Now, Niko, the UFC took centre stage, which is kind of like your baby yesterday when we got to see the style bender back in action yesterday, Israel Adesanya, and he went down again, 3rd loss in a row.
Yeah, disappointing times, team, for the style bender. I think it's 4 losses in his last 5 now. So
he's
done. A long way back. It's difficult, right? Because you're in a position now where you're one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time, arguably the greatest middleweight of all time. You're sort of just in a spot where you might just take fun fights for you and just keep making money like that, because people will keep paying to see you fight. But, yeah, you wonder if the title is sort of a foregone conclusion. Now, that title happens to be on the line this weekend at UFC Sydney, by the way.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing. But just getting back to Israel himself, if you're getting knocked out, which the last couple of times he's been in the fight, and if not winning, in my opinion, when you're watching the scorecard. But every time, he's just copped a ripping punch, and he's down and out. So people know that they just got to get him one time, and the fight could be over.
So you literally just tap him on the head and he goes down?
Yes.
Well, that's what they say, right? They say a fighter's chin is kind of like a health bar in a video game, right? Yeah. Once you start losing it, you can't get that back. Like you can recover everything else. You can recover your bones and your muscles and everything like that. But once your brain starts getting knocked around a bit, that never comes back. So you hope that for Izzy's sake, he doesn't get hit a whole lot more. But it's frustrating because he was doing very well in that fight against Dricus du Plessis in August in Perth.
Yeah.
He managed to get caught, and then he sealed up the choke, and it's tough times for the Kiwi champion.
Niko, you just made a reference to a video game. Are you a gamer? Are you?
I'm not not much of a game. I used to be a kid, yeah. Nintendo 64, Mario Kart.
Oh, I love Mario Kart.
I think the last thing I bought was the Wii.
The Wii, yeah.
You just want to play tennis.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to get fit on the old boxing up there.
Yeah, mate.
I
want your career to get to a stage where, the high stuff, the big stuff, I want you to be covering Wii tennis at someone's house.
That's exactly right. Yeah, exactly. And I'll be interviewing all the Miis, like the characters that you can create in there.
That'd be hilarious. This is Jeanette, she's 38.
Niko, I was out and about yesterday. My phone went absolutely mental when there was an NBA blockbuster trade, which no one saw coming. Luka Doncic moving from the Mavs to the LA Lakers. And Anthony Davis, LeBron's right-hand man, moving the other way.
Yeah, absolutely remarkable story, this. I reckon I had about 5 group chats that had not been touched in many, many years, all perk up at the exact same time going, is this real? Is this real?
Yeah.
It's absolutely real. And, we're seeing the NBA unfold, of course, on ESPN via KAYO. But it's a crazy story, right? Because I saw a quote from ESPN's one of ESPN's talent there.
Yep.
They go, the Mavericks approached the Lakers and offered Luka Doncic a few days ago on the draft. They know exactly who they wanted, but the thing with Luka is somebody must not be happy in that team, right? There's been rumblings of maybe his professionalism isn't right. Maybe in the off season he has maybe one too many beers or there's just culturally something wrong there with Luka apparently.
Wow.
I mean, the man's a superstar, right?
He's 25 now.
Yes.
He's a dead-set superstar. If he keeps going on this projection, he'll be top 5 all-time player, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And Nico's absolutely right. When the news came out of the trade, everyone's going whatever. But then because you've got to leak the right information to be able to make sure the story goes your way. So then they start talking about the fact that his unprofessionalism, his body...
Wouldn't they know, the people that are buying him, they've been in this game too, wouldn't they know, oh, wait, they're giving us all the highlights here. There must be a reason why they want to get rid of him.
Yeah, Nathan, but they're like every girl ever. I can change him.
Oh, I think you can't.
Well, what's happened, we know with LeBron can't play. He's 40 and he had a triple-double yesterday, 33 points, 12 rebounds and 11 assists or something along those lines. Absolutely dominated.
So he's over.
But he's going to be over soon. So they're thinking if
it's for the future.
Jump in here at any stage, Nico, that Luka will learn off LeBron, and then he can carry the Lakers forward for the next 10 years.
When they do a tradie situation, is there any money or anything going back and forth,
there's a couple of draft picks and a few people on the side in this one, Nico.
It's such a weird story as well. And to touch on what you just referenced there, I saw somebody say that I had a current NBA All-Star text me and say, do you know how much the Mavericks must hate Luka? So there's something wrong there. There's
maybe he's a prick.
Yeah.
Well, you wonder what the Lakers are getting themselves into here. But look, it's such a weird story, and NBA fans, as you mentioned, guys, are frothing over this news. It's just an absolute bombshell.
Yeah,
this is the thing though. Every workplace has had it, right? You've had someone come and work, right? And you're going, how the hell did you get this job, right? And then they burn really brightly and they do whatever they do and then they leave. And everyone talks about, oh my God, where are they going? And then the next place, they're hired at someone somewhere even cooler. And you go, how did you get that job? And it's like the employers aren't talking to each other. They're not checking references.
But he's a legit superstar.
Yeah, we know on court he can deliver.
But I wonder, like all this stuff that maybe is off the court, like sometimes I think that the people don't give an honest reference about the employer that you just left because they're like, haha, now it's your problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want you to have a bit of this now.
In the footy world, it's happened that way, Nathan.
Yeah,
and I asked the question, why didn't you follow up and ask, actually, because the word around the town is this person's like this.
Yeah.
Oh, we just didn't.
And the other people are going, ha!
Yeah, sucked in.
Wow, Nico, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Well done.
Big time.
No, absolutely. It's a huge story, and of course, plenty of sport coming up on KAYO. Not only the NBA, but of course the UFC this weekend, which we're all excited about. UFC 312 here in Sydney.
Now, I do know that KAYO has corgi racing, and we haven't had no reporters speak on that. So if you can speak to KAYO and say, can we get the corgi?
Corgi racing is big. We've also got hot dog eating, I'm pretty sure. You get some pretty obscure stuff with
Joey
KAYO.
Chestnut.
Yeah.
Is that the Nathan's hot dog competition, or is it the one that split off with Joey Chestnut? Do you know?
I think it's the one that Joey Chestnut gave the brush. But who knows?
The Rebel League.
We could be in business with Joey anytime very soon. You know what else has taken off recently?
Okay.
It was always big, but the darts is huge.
Oh, darts is huge.
We get the darts players over here when they're travelling around, and it's just bloody awesome. They've got their walkout music, their very loud shirts that only dads would wear.
And everybody in the crowd's all dressed up.
But the latest world champion's 16 or 17.
Yeah.
He absolutely dominated the league.
But he looks 35.
He does. He's had a few pints and a few pies.
time.
My entire childhood was darts, Nico. I come from dart champion stock. My uncle Des was a darts champion, and my mum was really good until she threw her shoulder out. So we could have been living on dart
tragedy.
money. We could have been living on dart money, Shaun, living a life.
Oh, mate, that is a
Take
life.
this, NBAs. Look at this.
Yeah. Exactly.
Darts money.
Thanks for your time, Nico.
See you, mate.
Thanks, team.
See you, man.
He's right.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.